Finally, things are starting to come out with Trudeau and China. But here's the CBC again, gaslighting people, targeting foreign buyers, blah, blah, blah. It's over. This should have been done years ago, starting in the late 90s. Now, here, um, we have the U.S. is just coming at U.S. ran secret probe into China's operations in Canada. New book alleges. Look, this was called a Project Sidewinder. It's a thing. Chinese intelligence services and the triads financial links in Canada, sometimes called Operation Sidewinder. This is where the Chinese use drug money and the triads to enforce, go after Chinese people. They were buying up properties, they were buying businesses like with our intellectual property. So what would happen is Canada would finance these startups with our tax dollars. And once they got to about a $20 million valuation, Canada would drop the financing, and then China would swoop in and grab the company. It's like we literally handed all of our good stuff right to China. All of our good properties, all the good institutions went right to China. Now, here's something else. Justin, with all his deals with CanSino and all his allowing China to meddle in our elections, we're in bed with China, okay? And here he is. Trudeau says Huawei took longer because the government wanted to get it right. Everyone else got them banned pronto. It was Justin that held out until there was so much pressure that he finally had to cave. And this is May 2022. Here's an interview from years ago. This is Susan Rice. This was Obama's top security advisor.
What is the security risk to Canada if it does business with Huawei while the United States does not?
It's hard for me to emphasize adequately without getting into classified terrain how serious it is, particularly for countries that are part of the Five Eyes intelligence sharing network with the United States, so UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the US. For those countries in particular to be reliant on Huawei technology.
See, and she's got TDS. She hates Trump, but she even admits Trump was right banning Huawei, and now they're right about TikTok too. Okay, it's just coming out. It's just coming out. The agent who warned Ottawa about Chinese political infiltration years ago. Full comment podcast. This is March 13th. So this is just coming out in the last couple of weeks where they're allowed. And here's something else that just drives me crazy about the CBC. Where I think there it is. The bigger story, they say, was spelled out in detail years ago by an intelligence officers in both Canada and the U.S. who tried and failed to draw policymakers' attention. What are they talking about, policymakers? This was the Chrétien liberals. It drives me crazy. Every time the liberals do something bad, it's always policymakers, the feds, Ottawa. They never, ever, ever say, this was the liberal government of the day. This was the Chrétien liberals is what this should say, right? And they do the same for Justin all the time. But here, this is what happened. They got us kicked out of the Five. Well, the Five Eyes still exist, but what they did is they went around and they created AUKUS, which is the UK, the US, and Australia. So Canada is out because Justin is a traitor with China. Jacinda Ardern, now that she's resigned, they got her with something. She resigned pretty darn quickly. New Zealand's gone. They're saying this is an Indo-Pacific region. Then why isn't New Zealand included? This was just getting rid of the traitors. That's all this was doing, right? So we lost so much face on the international stage that because Justin went with China. He's allowed China to interfere in our elections. He's handed over all of our intellectual property. He cut deals with them like CanSino. They bought up all these properties. I talked to customers. Oh, who owns that? Oh, we don't know. China, right? Oh, probably. I think so. Some Chinese people were here looking at it. So this is what I'm talking about. They own so much of Canada that we're screwed now. We are screwed. This should have been done years ago, but the Liberals covered it up. Even Harper didn't know about it.